Hello, this is Steve Miller. I'm talking with Candice. Candice is a client of our firm. Good afternoon, Candice.
Hello.
And I want to talk a little bit about your case, but before I do that, I just general background for folks that may be listening. You are originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, correct?
Yes.
And you moved down to Florida about 4 or 5 years ago with your husband and two children. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. And back in January, your case started with an incident of alleged domestic violence by your husband against you, correct?
Correct.
All right. And after that incident, you took your two children and went back up to Philadelphia, right?
Yes, I was very scared.
All right. And while you were in Philadelphia, you took some legal action up there, right?
Yes.
And I think you had a family lawyer at the time. Is that right?
Yes, that's
All
correct.
right. And because it was a Florida case, you're from Florida, your husband's from Florida, your kids are from Florida, you knew that you needed a Florida lawyer, right?
Exactly.
And did you know anybody in Florida at the time you were in Philadelphia?
I did not know anyone at all.
And how did you happen to get to me?
Well, my father and I did some research and we found a website of yours, and it basically said if you wanted to leave, then contact Steve, and that's what we did at the time.
And when you called me, we discussed your case.
Immediately.
Okay.
Which I was very pleased with. That I believe that you gave us the attention that we needed at that time, especially since it was a very stressful and scary time for myself. I believe that you paid a lot of detail to the case and the conversation that we were having at the time.
And when you told me that you were in Philadelphia, but the case was a Florida case, what's the first thing that I told you had to do?
You told me I needed to go back to Florida in order to deal with the case.
Okay. And you did that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And the first hearing we had was a
Mhm.
hearing about bringing you back to Florida and then working out those logistics, right?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
And for that hearing, um, I wasn't actually present, physically present in Florida at the time of that hearing, was I?
No, actually, we did everything via Skype or FaceTime or through the phone, and it was a very easy process.
And we had a hearing, and the judge listened to the evidence, and we got some issues resolved at that time, did we not?
Exactly.
All right. And then your case is progressing a little bit further through the system, and we had a hearing about 6 weeks ago in court with regards to temporary time sharing and that sort of thing, right?
Yes.
And how'd that hearing go? Not specifically what was said and what was done, but the logistics of the hearing, as far as how we presented the case and how the judge may have perceived the case, and the temporary result that we got at that hearing back in February.
Well, at that time, everything went pretty smoothly. Everything was presented in the court case as I liked. Um, I may have not have received the results that I wanted, but I had my case heard. And I was very pleased with how you presented the case and represented myself and my family, as a matter of fact.